All right, everybody, we're gonna be doing a video with somebody, kind of like the new player experience, except it's gonna be like the old player experience. And I'm tired, but fuck, let's get it. I got a couple of videos actually that are probably gonna be coming out today, because I got a couple of things planned. But let's see. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Not what I meant to do. I meant to do that. I meant to do this. I guess I could load the game while I wait for him. I could do a couple of things. So yeah, clearly we got 43 hours. See how many hours I got in the last couple of weeks. 62, so clearly we cut down the playtime quite a bit. Not really, like 5 hours. You know, whatever. But
Hello.
hello?
Perfectly. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Here, let me turn you up, though, just so I can definitely hear you. Let me do this.
So, how is it now?
Perfect. I just cranked you up to like 200%.
Great. So, I wanted to talk about the new player experience video and how I disagree with it. I think that the guy with the 97 roster is going about the game completely wrong.
Okay.
And
do you want to
yeah,
flash something on screen so people can watch something?
Yeah.
Just so they have something to watch. And then,
Of course.
I like how
plan
you
to-
started that, because it's like an opening statement. So that's cool. So the
Yeah.
new player experience video, you're referencing JB. You're saying that you believe he
Yes.
played it wrong.
Completely wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this will be fun.
You can see my screen. I'm not sure if the music
Yeah. Let me click it.
is audible.
Don't worry about it. I got it. Let me pull you down here. I'm just playing with stuff. That's all. Because remember, I'm recording it. And I guess
Yes,
what we'll do is, I like the gazebo. That looks nice. All right.
Thanks.
Yeah, go ahead.
First, I think it's better to go over my roster as well. So just so that we can make the comparison, right?
Of course.
So, I play 2 characters. I don't play 6 characters.
Okay, you play how many?
I play exactly 2 characters.
Okay, yeah. Now, what's your reasoning behind that? Because I do love this. I'd love to pick your brain and see what you do.
You my roster, right?
Yeah.
My main is 1570. The reason my main is 1570 is because I main swapped at least 7 times.
Jesus.
At one point, this was my main. This is why it's 1560.
7 times, you said? Jesus Christ.
At one point, the Slayer was my main. So,
okay. What's your playtime?
2,000 hours.
Okay.
I have been playing since the launch.
You know that. All right. Okay. So you do know that he's only been playing 2 months.
Yes.
And he only had 500 hours of playtime, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay. There's a lot of login bonuses he did not get.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
just to be fair.
Just to be fair. Yeah. And I'm going to tell why I disagree. For example, I'm going to make an account on the Jump server as well.
Okay, that's cool. That could be interesting.
And I'll be only playing 1 character there as well. Not even alt.
I love that. One. Actually, no, I was going to do a video series on that, playing 1 character, but not on the Jumpstart, because they're going to be easier than our current version.
Well, that's the point. Is because it's going to be easier. And if everything fails, since I already have an established roster, I can just scrap the Jump server completely.
True. No, okay, so, I do love what you said there because side note of playing right or playing wrong on the current versions, not the easier version, but
Yeah.
in the jump start, what I love about that is that the way you said that, it allows people to go and have fun, and it takes away from that progressive mindset where people could all jump on the jumpstart servers and have a little bit of fun with the new player experience again. So I do kind of like the way that you worded that.
Well, yeah, it's different for different people. For new players, that gives them a less chance of gatekeeping, and for old players, that just gives them a chance how much they can exploit the system.
Okay.
Because if they eventually merge that character, you're getting a free 1580 without any actual investment.
Oh, you know what's funny about you saying? Okay, now I know how old of a player you are because. So just for clarification, everybody, because I am recording this. Basically, what he just said is that when those servers do merge, if they merge, that you would be on your main roster be getting a free 1570/1580 character. And what he's referring to is actually back in the day when we got the original server merges. If you had two characters or characters on the two servers that were being merged, it gave you both characters on one roster.
Yes.
And yeah, so I'm just making it clear for everybody else. So that's actually, he's got a really good point there. Actually, that's something that nobody's brought up either. That was a really good perspective. He's actually got a massive point with that. So I don't know how you would be able to target this, but definitely what he's saying, everybody should consider it and try to figure out which one of these
And
jumpstart servers would be
yeah.
being merged with their region.
And now I want to make sure, I want to explain why I'm playing two characters, even though I have a lot more. So this character and this character are both targets for the next Hyper Express. Because if we are getting the 1540 Express, it means the Slayer can use it. And if we get a 1490 Express, it means this character can use it. So depending on what we get, I already have my plans on what I'm going to make. This I just use for events. This just goes on events, either collect mats or just does the event. Those three do silver, and this does stones.
Okay. Now, what comparatively, why do you think that what he's doing is wrong?
Because he's playing way too many low-level characters. In a sense, he can get more gold than me.
Do you understand what we talked about in that video with him about building up your lower half to then later help your higher half?
Yeah.
Okay.
He can get more gold. With 6 characters, he can farm more gold. The point is that I have much easier time at progression, even if I have one character. Because let's say we'll take the Slayer.
You did take into account the playtime, though. That's why I said that at the beginning. You have 1,500 hours playtime on him. So, like,
Yeah,
when
but
he gets to
again,
2,000 hours, if he has... this will be interesting now, because remember, we're going to have a compare and contrast in the future. And this is what I love about making predictions, right? As I'm not saying this is true, but I'm willing to bet that at his 2,000 hour mark, he's going to be further than you are right now.
of course, he might have multiple 1580s. I don't disagree with that. But that's a lot more playtime he puts in the game.
True.
That's the thing.
Well,
I told
he'd
you.
be at the same playtime by that point.
Well, no. I mean playtime, like actually investing in those characters. Like my playtime from the start to now is different from what he will get to his 2,000 hours, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yours was in 18 months. His is going to be in like a year.
Yeah, but
12
the
months.
point is I had characters actually at 302 that I had to level through tier 3. I actually had to be in the dead zone from 1340 to 1370. So obviously, in a sense, he will have a better progression, but that's also why, because he starts late and he gets more jump starts.
I can't disagree. Yeah. But I guess I'm confused on why you're saying he's playing it wrong. Because
if he invests in one character or in 2 characters instead of 6, he'll have a much easier time playing the actual game. As you can see, my Slayer, like,
so could you elaborate on that? What do you mean by easier time playing the game? Easier time leveling his characters? Or, because again, that 1,500 hours is why, I'm just guessing that you have 1570s and he doesn't, but...
No, the 50 and 70 is regardless.
But your character's being geared and doing their content. He does have 2 characters on his roster he can do his content on. It's kind of like you, similar to you. He just has a bunch of characters he can't do his content on yet because they get
Yeah, but
gatekept.
the point is that he wants to advance all the characters to do content.
No, not necessarily. That was more. He wants to be able to increase his gold funnel, and the only way to increase the raid gold funnel is to have 6 characters.
Yeah, but the point is that if you're getting gatekept, right, you aren't actually increasing that gold.
True, but
If you actually-
if you heard in the video, he did say, sorry for interrupting you, but he did say that he can get his Vault and Vicuses done, so he can't do, like, the end game, but just being able to, and we could probably do the math on screen, but him being able to do 6 Vault and Vicuses is probably more gold than your 2 all 3 raids. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not.
Well, do the math. Come on, why don't we do the math together? I don't actually know what Vault and Vicus. Well, I'll pull a calculator up on the screen, and we can.
So, a Volton and a Vicus is 7,500 times 2.
1 second. You're faster than I. You were a little faster than I was right there. All right, let's do this. So you're saying that the Volton and Vicus is 6,000 or something like that? 75.
75. 3,000 and 4,500.
Okay, and then we're gonna multiply that by 6, right? And then remember he has. Well, yeah, he's got 6 characters. Right? And then we're going to say that he also still does 2 brawls a week on 2 of his characters because his main is an artist, which gets his content done guaranteed. So we're not going to do the whole brawl. We'll just do 1 and 2. Do you know what 1 and 2 is off the top of your head? You probably have more data than I do.
Yeah, that's
4,500 or something?
No, it's above that. But no, if he
so
can
let's
do
just
it
add...
on 6, no, if he can do it on 6 characters, he makes more gold.
Right? Okay, see, so that's my point. So let's just say for shits and giggles. For shits and giggles, we'll take this down a whole notch. Straight up, we'll take it down a whole notch. Let's say he could just do his Voltons, and then on 2 characters he could do all 3. Just play ball with me for a second. Do you know how much Volton is? It's like 25, right, or something like that.
It's 3K.
It's 3K. That ain't even that bad actually. 3K times 6, and then we're gonna add 2 Vicuses to that, which is 45. You said. So we're going to add 9,000. I'm doing this all on the screen, so you'll see this in the video later. And then the 2 brawls, can we just add another 9,000 for the 2 brawls?
It's more than that, but you can add that.
Yeah, we'll be humble, though. All right. So he makes 36,000 a week. Do you think that you make that or more than that in your week?
I for sure make more than that if I actually do all the raids. If I do...
Give me a quick calculation.
If I do raids only on the 2 mains, I should be able to make around 20 something.
Don't include 5, 6 either, because a lot of people don't do that. If you do, that's actually really impressive, and there's an argument to be made that because you only play 2 characters, it's easier for you to do a 5 and 6. So you could actually.
Of course, it's easier for me to do 5 and 6. My 5 and no, I'm not doing 5 and 6s. I'm doing
most people
1 kills, and I'm doing 3 6.
Okay, normals. So we're gonna add 9K for your 1 and 2s, right? Oh, 3. That's interesting. See, I was considering. I did that yesterday just because I was in a time rush, and I'm actually considering from now on doing that. Like,
I can show you my raids. So my raids, for example, we take the main. The main has done everything, but that's for a different reason.
Well, wait. Everything. So hold up, we got you at 9,000 for now. How much do you get for 3, 4 normal?
I think it's around 2K or something.
So 2K times 3 then. Right, because you got 3 of them there. I'm assuming you do 3 of them.
Well, no. Again, that's what I'm trying to say. I do this and this. This here I do for fun if I feel like it. If you have
time. Okay.
No, if I feel like it at all. Like those characters for me, at the moment, do not really exist even as gold earners.
Oh.
Like, let's say once I do this raid here and this raid here, I can say I'm done for the week. I don't need to play anything else.
Okay, so Kyangle, are you collecting all of the chests? Are you collecting 2 and 4? How are we playing that?
Different. So
no, tell me, I'm trying to calculate your gold, that's all, and compare it to his.
So on the blade, I'm not collecting any chests at all because it's an old. On the main,
oh shit,
I collect 2 and 4.
Okay, so could you give me a rough estimate of your gold production there? I don't know the math. I don't know if Kyangle's 4,000 or 5,000. I don't actually.
It's 450, just as Vicus.
Okay,
all right, so now Vicus and Kyangle give the same gold. Honestly, if I could have prepared the math beforehand, to be honest.
No. I'm not. Don't feel judged. Don't feel. I know that I don't know the math, so I'm asking you the math, hoping that you know it. And
Well, I
then
know it. I know it most of the time.
and
I know it roughly.
I'll add 2,500 to the one that you actually grabbed the chest. That fair?
Yeah.
Right. So we're at 22,000 right now. Now you have your. Do you do clowns or do you do Vicuses? Not that it matters, but like, are they both
Well,
4,500?
of course, clowns because of the drop of Sadierel.
Oh, interesting. That's a good point for everybody to listen to too. He said that he does clowns over Vicuses because of the Sidril energy. Could you flash a Sidril energy on screen real quick just so they could see what that is? Obviously, most people know what it is, but you guys know the crystals for the special weapons. What are they called? The Sidril weapons. That's essentially why he's doing the clowns. So I'm going to add another 9,000 to this because that's fair. And as of right now, I believe you're 5,000 less gold than what he's bringing in a week.
Maybe. I think it might be even more. Again.
Well, but can you see how the... All right, so let's take a step back for a second. So he understands what I've been trying to say in a lot of the videos, whereas you don't like what I say a lot in the videos. So I guess this is a good opportunity to actually talk about it, because maybe I don't explain it the best. But essentially what I call it is, I call it building the limbs, right? And he's basically, he's building the strength of his foundation of his account, so he has accessible resources. Not that, it's kind of like what you just said. You don't necessarily play those characters. You do it when you want to do it. So for you, it's accessible fun. It's accessible fun for you. But for him, unfortunately, it is the progressive mindset that we've had in this game. It's accessible resources. So it's something that he can just go and grab. Are you buying them too? Oh my god, you actually got
No.
one.
Well, no, that's from the quest.
Oh, you get a free one. I didn't know that. Okay, maybe I should do that. But either way, he has more, at the moment, accessible ground level resources, allowing him to, farm up gems a little bit faster, get a little bit more gold. Because we're just talking about the raid gold. We're not talking about the fact that he's also getting, there was this guy that came out with a video recently, not even me, but he talked about where your gold comes from on your account. And 40% of his gold came from Chaos Dungeons, and 30% came from raids. That's a pretty...
I think it would be great to show my... So this is my current gold.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm always broke, so you know that. I don't know if you watch my videos all the way.
As you can see, I'm not really gold starved.
No, you're definitely not. And as a matter of fact, with that 300k, you could probably get a lot of characters up, to be fair. Which I know you wouldn't, but...
Yes. So the gold isn't an issue for me. It's how much I actually need to play the game. Because, again, my raids, even the hardest raids, even Brawl 5 to 6, will be a max of 20 minutes. Because I'm always playing in juice lobbies. I'm never playing.
Could you show your character? We didn't see your 5-3 and your gems and stuff.
On the Blade or on the Reaper?
Well, both of them, right? They both kind of matter because of the statement you just made.
So, the Blade is a 5x3.
Okay, you have about what I have. Yeah, humble, very humble. No level 10s, nothing crazy.
I have bold builds though. I have bold builds for the Reaper and the Blade.
Oh, okay, because you couldn't pick one, or you just like both?
Yeah, I just wanted to try both. On the other hand, the Reaper has a bit more like higher gems than that.
And I'm not saying you play wrong, because actually we just met somebody that I want to make a video with. She doesn't even do dailies. She literally does 0 dailies since the game came out, and she's keeping up, which is terrifying to think about. And we're trying to figure out how. So I'm going to do a video with her, because I'm trying to figure out backpedaling. I'm trying to do her math backwards and figure out how the fuck she had enough honor shards to keep up with us. But
yeah, the honor shards are an issue, always an issue.
Yeah, but she kept up. So that's why we can't figure it out. That's what I'm saying. She didn't do any dailies, and she's got like 900,000 on a 1580 character too. So I was like, how?
If you play one character, right? If you do your chaos, then you'll eventually get those shards.
She doesn't do chaos though. That's my point. She does no dailies. No dailies. Like I got the video coming out soon. She's baffling me. Like she's confusing me too. So we'll get there. But I just figured I'd point that out, that there's different play styles.
If you don't do chaos dungeons, the only way you get your shards is from events.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Is that she just kept snowballing all the event stuff. But we'll get into it with her. I can't wait. I'm actually really excited for that video because it's completely different.
That seems too low, because the events don't give that much.
I know, that's what I thought too. But I mean, she's where we are.
Events don't give that much.
I want to agree with you because I said the same exact thing. But I'm telling you, she's one, results are there, right? But two, I didn't believe it either. I'm not kidding. I already kind of went through her account with her, and I don't want to make this video about that. But
yeah, sure.
I promise you, I was as confused as you are right now. It doesn't make sense. I couldn't add the math up either, but I mean, I believe the person, so I definitely want to go through it.
Still, I want to make the point. My raiding doesn't take, like, I can do my 3 gold turning raids in less time that the new player is going to be gatekept trying to do his.
That's fair.
Yeah. So that's my main point. I can push like either the Slayer or the artist. It doesn't really matter. I have, well, no, I think it's better to go over each character to demonstrate better.
I do
Basically,
think that you're not giving a lot of credit to the playtime, man. So like, especially not. Here's the thing. The problem that I have with this right now, right, is did you watch that video that I made on that alternate account I have? It has like 150 hours played or something like that. Did you see that one? So
yeah,
the reason why I have
keep
the Pally
is
account.
getting things straight.
Wait,
Keep in mind,
wait. That's exactly what I'm trying to get at. You may have 2,000 hours split up over a year, but I guarantee that you got a lot of the monthly logins, a lot of the events. So it's just one. I still think he's gonna have further progression in 2,000 hours, and I think you agree with that
Oh,
too.
I agree with that as
But
well.
I also want to point out that part of why you have what you have right now, straight up, is because you only focused a couple characters, and because you've had a whole year and a half, 2 years of collecting free materials, free shit, towers, Throne
Yeah, but
Spire. Go ahead.
again, keep in mind, we're talking about different games. Because even if we had time to collect those, right?
Wait, so then
Like,
exactly that was the problem with Koreans though. They were trying to tell us to play the game the way they played it, and it wasn't the same
no,
game.
let's
Now
see the point.
you're saying you want him to play the game the way you're
The
playing the
point is
game.
that when we started the game, we didn't have any honing nerfs or almost non-hunting boss.
Yeah,
So we actually had to grind those item levels
trust me, I
with a
know.
lot more and with a lot more gold.
I had 12
Than,
characters or 14 characters through tier 1 and 2, so I know. Trust
so
me.
obviously, even if we collect mats, right? Even if we get that, our item levels are still going to be low compared to what people are getting nowadays for free.
Well, he's lower than you. You know what I mean. He's not 1570s. He won't be 1570s for months to come.
Of course, that's not the point. My point is that if he focuses on his one character that he wants to play and scrubs the old,
You think he'd be further? I can tell you that that's not true, because we have another person who's straight up. So just keep in mind that I'm talking to a lot of players, right? There's other players who have done not what I had him do, right? They only did one or two characters, like what you're saying to do, and their characters are just at 1490, just at 1520, because they didn't have enough silver production. So the reason I had him do what he did there was because he needed more silver before he could even try to tackle climbing into the
no,
1540, 1560 range.
I don't think you get me. It's not about not having the characters at all. It's about what's an actual main, what's an actual ult, and what's a Lupang slave.
Yeah, but that's
The,
different for everyone. Like I can
yeah,
have 6 mains because I play 24 alts.
yeah, that's the thing, and that's the distinction I want to make.
Oh,
That's why I'm saying I have only two mains in a sense, because I consider 15. If I push something to 1560 right now, I still consider it a main.
so you
Because
understand that's what my funnel method video is, right? It's not saying that you have to have more characters. It's saying that if you want more main characters, you have to have more characters.
yes, you have to have it because
So
you can't sustain them otherwise.
you're a perfect example, actually. This is why I love this. You're a perfect. Remember that comment I said to you where I said it seems like you play the perfect ratio, actually? And I was right. You do play the perfect ratio for what you want. He wants to have 6 characters developed at some point. Or I think he said 3 or 4 is what he said.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that again, that requires a lot of.
He's gonna play more, but that's an inherence, right? Like you know that that's something that you accept when you take on a challenge like that, and that's why I said in one video, a lot of people bite off more than they can chew, right? And
True.
in your case, I think you follow that perfect ratio. You want 2 characters to be semi on content, semi main, so you made 3 or 4 alts behind it to funnel method, funnel them upwards. You literally are basically preaching exactly what I'm telling people to do. You're just doing
Well,
it on a more normal person's level. Like you're doing it on what most players should be doing it on that
yeah,
scale
and
where
in a sense, I'm actually always trying the new characters.
okay, and
Basically,
deleting them too. Could you
I'm
give me
deleting all characters.
okay, I'm back. I apologize for that. I had
Yeah,
to check the door, get a package.
oh no, it's nice. Of course, real life always takes priority over a video game.
It's just a stupid deliver. It wasn't
Yeah.
much. But you left off with you by doing what you're doing, you're allowed to play every new character and enjoy the
Yes.
experience.
Yeah.
Go ahead, continue. I was just where you left off.
So, for example, just the skins alone that I spent are several level 9 gems. Because I buy skins.
Oh, you don't use money. Okay.
Yeah, I buy skins the day they release. meaning I buy them at a premium price because I don't care that much about the gold I make. Same with the fields. Like, again, in my opinion, so again, this character, depending on which kind of pass we get, this might get another pass. As you can see, I'm using the 4x3 pass and the Vengeance.
I get what you're saying, actually. You know, I really love the way that you worded that. Essentially, what you're saying, in a sum up reason, is that you have, because of what you're doing, your demand for gold is a little lower, which allows you to have a lot more overhead of gold.
It's non-existent. Like,
Right?
I can just spend gold on gems if I want. And the good thing is with gems is that I can
That
always
made
sell the
sense, though,
gems
right?
back.
That was accurate to a degree.
Yeah. I
Other
have
other
a
than
lot
the
of
fact that I
gold.
said lower demand and you said non-existent, but that is the
Yeah.
ideology here, right? Is that you have
Yeah.
more. Okay. Yep.
So again, it really depends on what kind of pass we get. If we somehow, like, we don't get the 1450, it means that this layer cannot go any further unless I start to invest gold in it. Let's take the express off. Let's see what, and we're getting with stuff like this. So I actually need to work on it. I can't get in. If I want to play it, I can't. Like, I will actually be gatekept.
That's the
Doesn't matter,
same
right?
problem he had. Yeah, it's the same problem he had with Slayer.
Yeah, of course. And the books are expensive.
Yep.
I'm never actually. The thing is, I'm never planning to buy that book ever.
Oh, maybe when it's 1,000 gold. Yeah, but
No, no. Even if it gets at 5K, I'm not going to buy it because the problem is that I have one Slayer, right? And it means that investment I'm getting from that book, I'm never getting that back.
we have very different mindsets on this game, because I have a lot of books, right? Like, and I think you've seen that if you ever watch when I flash it. I have a lot of books, like a lot of character books that I just don't even use yet because I just buy them because they're cheap. And my friend back in the day used to say I'm crazy, but I'm actually making a video on it, and I know I have a lot of videos coming out, but I have a video on why my roster has it easier than other people's rosters, and I haven't done it yet. But you said something a long time about gearing characters is expensive for me. And back in the day, you were more true because we had Fion cost. But now that we don't have the Fion cost, you're gonna see me gear a character on my account for free because I have jewelry saved up on so many different characters. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah, the
could
same.
gear my, yeah, you get it 100%. So it's
Of
why I'm
course.
saying this is like, let's go. Could you go into your engravings for a second?
I save jewelry as well.
Just so I could show a concept. No, the your like engraving roster thing, the bottom right.
Wait,
Next to your character in store, the
this one.
UI. Yeah, that. So, what I'm basically going to say here is because I have so many of these books bought, right? Just bear with me. That means that I can make any stone, or the more of these I have bought, the more combinations I can make in different ways.
Yeah,
So,
you can get more stones. That's
so
true.
what it does is it allows me to price shop if I have to buy something, but it also allows me to just make completely different combinations that other people can't make. If you only have Grudge and Keen Blunt, right, then you can only use the. You have to have pieces that have 3 Grudge, 3 Keen Blunt. Because I have everything, I can get pieces that have 6 Grudge, 5 Grudge. Not everything, let's not exaggerate, but because I'm doing that, because I'm maxing out as many of these books as I can, that means every piece of jewelry I roll is automatically more valuable than the jewelry pieces you roll, to me, not to other people, but to me, because I can use way more jewelry pieces in the pool. Does that make sense?
Yes, but again,
Okay.
that's again investment. Like,
It is. No,
I
it
don't.
is. But so now
I,
take a look at my account, though, because a lot of your premise and all of your comments is that it would somehow hold me back. Does it look like it's holding me back? Now, I did play 2,000 hours more than you, straight up, right? But now compare me to other people, right? Because there's people on YouTube you probably watch who have 6,000 hours, 7,000 hours, 8,000 hours. People who do bussing, and I'm literally ahead of them or on par with them. Do you see where I'm going with this? Do you
well,
understand
it's
like the efficiency aspect? I guess what I'm saying is that you want 2 characters to be where they are. You could do what you're doing, still have 6 characters total, and just play those 4 other characters rested, or even hell, just play all 6 of them rested, and keep up with what you're doing. That's my point, and with less
yeah.
playtime.
Well, no, that includes a lot more playtime because
No,
again,
but it doesn't. It doesn't though. That's the whole premise of my videos. Is if you capitalize on rest, it is significantly less playtime. It's
no,
60% of the playtime.
here I'm talking about item level,
Yeah,
right?
I'm convinced that you could keep up high level
I
wise.
don't want to be item level on content, meaning that I want my characters to always be able to do just runs so that I'm not gatekept.
So let me ask you a question. One, you definitely do get gatekept sometimes because I get gatekept and I have pretty good main characters for the most part. But
No, even the Slayer doesn't get kept.
wait, but like again, compare.
You
Let's.
can see
It's
the Slayer has done Belshazzar Gate 6 this week
take
on a
my
4x3
Getting
class.
it done doesn't mean you don't sit in the lobby sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
No, I wish I could show that.
I wish you
I
could
didn't
too.
sit in. Yeah,
Wait,
I didn't
can I
sit in.
ask a question?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. Oh, somebody joined.
What, which content are you gatekept from? Because I have a lot of characters at level 15, 20, so the same
I'm
as
not
your
getting
Slayer.
gate at any content.
Well,
That's the
Could
thing.
you repeat that? Because I have...
Today I actually did the Braille because I do want to sometimes, right? I did the 3-6 and I waited in lobby for like
Yeah,
5 seconds.
3-6 normal, right?
Yeah, 3-6 normal, 5 seconds. I applied to a PLC run, 1580 host with a 4x3 event layer PLC title, got in and cleared it.
which I believe,
Meaning
because
that
you're applying to something that's significantly below your item level. If they denied you, that would be interesting, right? But if you applied to a 5-6
Yeah,
Brel hard mode,
no,
would you have a harder time?
with this, sure.
Right? So that's, I guess, here's the premise. What I'm trying to say is that it's hard to take your account and compare it to my account because we're in different places. But if you take other extreme psychopaths like me that are trying to have big rosters like me, and you compare our playtimes, you are not going to find somebody who has less playtime than me. You're not. And the reason is because I capitalized on the 60% rest
No,
bonus.
it's possible. No, it's possible. I don't disagree with that. My main point is that it's better to focus on 1 or 2 characters.
As an
so
average
that
player. Yes. Yeah, I
so
wholeheartedly
Yeah.
agree. But
so you can have less gate out. No, so you have non-existent gatekeeping.
I agree with that. I actually can't disagree with that. There's really good logic to that.
So-
But in his situation, he doesn't get gatekept on 2 of his characters. He gets gatekept on the 4 follow-up characters that he's bringing up behind those 2 main characters.
Yeah,
He's in the
because they're
same
4
boat as
times.
you. Yeah, well, they don't even have 4-3s. Actually, they don't have anything. But the point is that it's the same it's basically what you're saying. That's why I was getting so frustrated in the comments sometimes, because you're saying what I'm saying in the videos, and either that means that I'm teaching it incorrectly, and you're just not seeing it the same way. But what you're saying is exactly what I'm telling people to do. If you only have time, right, like, because you're saying the less playtime factor is what you keep saying. Even in, let's say you play, actually, you know what, flash that. Could you go to your Steam thing real quick? And then click library for me?
Yes. I think I'll have to share it though.
I mean,
Yeah, we'll have to reshare the screen.
I also try. I mean, I
Yeah.
trust your word too. I trust you, a man of your word. You could just tell us what it is. If you click library, it'll tell you how many hours you played in the last 2 weeks.
Uh,
I could do the math backwards, but I'm not doing that. I'd
let
rather
me
just go.
see it. I think it shows it currently in game. Just a second. No, I'm not going to lie. 76 hours.
You played 76 hours in the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
You play the same playtime as me. You do understand that this entire conversation at this point should just be over, because you play the same playtime as me, and your account is nowhere near my account. Just food for thought. I just want to point that you played 76 hours. Actually, I played less. I swear to you on everything. I was just, at the beginning of this, before you joined in, I was doing an intro. I was doing an intro in the beginning of this. It's all recorded. And in the beginning of this video, before you joined, I was flashing how many hours I played in the last 2 weeks, and I played 68 in the last 2 weeks. So, I really want to just say it and leave it there. But the reality of it is I just want to say something. That you could have what you have accomplished, and you could have played them all rested, and then had a couple alts behind them also playing them rested, and you would still be able to have the exact same production. Here's
Not really.
Here's
Because
why. Here's why. Not really. Not really. If you tried to gear those 4 other characters with 5-3, but if you just got preemptive strike into chaos, yes, I promise you on everything inside of my soul and my fabrics of reality. If you only geared 2 characters and then had the other 4 just as chaos slaves just to get the accessible gems and resources here and there, I guarantee you would be further ahead than you are right now. I guarantee it.
Well, that's the thing. I don't do that much chaos dungeons as well.
Okay.
Like,
Holy shit, so that's 80 hours in raids. That's rough.
No.
What do you do? Now I wish I could just record your play week.
Yeah, I'm actually sure. So this week, since like we're getting the update, right? I haven't done any chaos dungeons. It's here, right? So here I think I have one, but everything else should be rested. Okay.
And I know often you're saying that lower level characters don't equate to high level characters, and that is true. But if you watch that video I linked you, I show that it doesn't matter. That there's a threshold where a rested dungeon gives you the same resources as an unrested.
Oh,
And
now it will matter a lot more.
why? Because of the update? Yeah, 100%.
Yes, with the next update, it will
Well,
matter a
scratch
lot.
that though. Even before, I just want you to get this. It's the reason why I was right in all those times I was telling you was this. We did this. So this started off as a theory. Just bear with me. Back around the time that Vicus came out, me and my friend, the kid that's a mathematician who I no longer am friends with, but it started off as a theory, one of my crazy ideas, and then he went through the math with me and we set up a data sheet. If you want to take a look, I can show you it. We set up a data sheet of our own shit and we started pulling data from everywhere we could, from the hell mode, from everything. And what we found was that at the time, a 1370 rested Chaos Dungeon was able to produce more, if not a little bit the same, if not more, than a 1490 unrested dungeon. A rested 1370 was producing more raw resources than a 1490 dungeon, or 1475 actually at the time, because it wasn't 90, it was 75 via the Clown Max. So,
just to clarify, you probably mean all the resources within with the gems and such things.
No, I mean, I actually mean resources too. So I'll pull up, let me find well, you guys continue talking. I'll pull up the data sheet that we had from back then, because it's legit. The math is legit. It checks out. We did it hundreds of times. I haven't done it. Now, this is why I'm disclaimering. We have not done it with the next eye level, but I know that it will follow the same pattern that it did before. And basically, the argument here is that a 1520, because it's free, or 1490 Chaos Rest will produce more than a 1560, I think, will be the last Bro mats, because we're going to get a con for
1560.
So a 1560 unrested will produce the same or less than, and this is my prediction because I'm not sure, a 1490 rested Chaos. And that's overall mats. That's not just gems. That's everything.
From what I've observed, because I actually were watching what I'm getting from the mats, you may actually be correct.
Well, it worked that way in the past. That's kind of the only reason I would even say something like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but also the materials from the raids in the past weren't as high as the Brelshaza materials you get.
As in cost, or could you clarify that for me?
Basically, the crystals, garden crystals, the red and the blue ones from the Brelshaza get a lot. From the Kakul Seidon, for example, and Vicus, you get almost none if you don't buy the chest.
Okay.
So that's the difference. So they change things actually. Just to keep in mind.
No, that's good to know. It all adds to the bigger picture, right? Each puzzle piece allows us to see a clearer picture. So I'm gonna stream something for you. Can you guys see what I streamed?
Let me check.
So I haven't touched this in a long ass time. I'm gonna say it like it is. But a long time ago, we did this, and essentially what it was is, if you take a look here, right over here, see the 1475, and you see the reds that it blues rested, right? So then we have unrested down here. You see the unrested, 179. Now we're gonna go over to the rested 1370. See the rested 1370. Which one produces more? See what I'm saying?
Oh,
do you see what
that's very interesting.
Right, exactly. So what we actually did back in the day is we came up with the time value. We basically broke down if you have a certain amount of hours in a week, and this actually works, but he's the one who set this up, and I actually don't remember how it works. I think I just type in 1475, and it will add. Yeah, and it will add the numbers. We had a way. He was way smarter than I am. Okay, I just have crazy ideas. But essentially, what we figured out back then was that with 15 rested characters, you could play 21 hours a week versus 29 hours a week and get more overall resources on your account. And the only caveat to this that we knew was that your honor shard production is going to be less, because the honor shards are produced per character and you can't transfer them, right? So there was parts of this that ended up hurting, but because the gems were so valuable and we didn't figure this out until, months later, it didn't matter. It just did not matter. As a matter of fact, there's an argument. There's this kid in the comments that said that what he does is he made 24 characters and just straight up does all chaos dungeons. And the value that he sends me pictures, the money that he makes every week is fucking crazy, because he doesn't even do his raids. He just does unrested chaos on 24 different characters. It's insane. So again, in your situation, now let's bring it back full circle. Essentially what you're doing, right? And I'm going to call you Azina because I know you better as Azina. You're doing this, right? Let's say you're playing your two characters always unrested. That means that you're playing 7. Oh, okay, so you're playing them rested. Then you really should be doing what I'm telling you. If you're already taking advantage of rest, then you totally should. If you were only playing your two characters the way you're saying you are, you should just be playing them unrested. You should try to, at least, because because
but
you're
it's
getting...
boring. The thing is that I don't want to spend my time in chaos dungeons.
Nope, okay, that's fine, but you do understand this, right? You remember that equating thing that you said? We made this spreadsheet literally over a year and some change ago. So when you kept saying to me that I couldn't equate them, I really was getting frustrated with that because we've already done the math to show that they are equatable. Where you're right is, yes, the numbers, that's why I kept saying in the video how the numbers aren't perfect, and I know I'm wrong because I know I'm wrong, it's not accurate, and I needed a mathematician to be able to make it more accurate. So 230% production on an account, totally inaccurate. But I could argue for 180%. I could argue for 200%. I don't know if I can argue for 230, but I know that it's way more than 100%. And that was kind of the point of that video. And that's why a lot of my videos are ideology. So when people get hung up, like we have a kid who got hung up last night in the Discord on he kept being too literal about the points, so he couldn't see the bigger picture ideology. And I'm making a video for him too because he can get it. But this does click though, right? I just want to make sure that you understand this, that you don't think that I was crazy, delusional, or lying to the public. That there's real math here, that there's real data, and because rested takes 33% of the time, you're actually playing the game less and producing more resources like this.
Yeah, but no one plays unrested. Everyone rests chaos dungeons.
I wish that was
Only
true,
rates.
but I talked to too many people to say that. There's a lot of people who still play unrested. There's people who play this game every day, 5-6 hours a day. So,
Again, just the chaos dungeons are boring by themselves.
true. I can't really disagree with it, but so can I tell you why I chose Chaos Dungeons? I made so the video I'm making soon with the thing I just talked about with engravings and stuff with you, it's basically, I haven't titled it yet, but it's basically going to be, why is my account self-sufficient? I don't need other players. I don't need to deal with gatekeeping. I don't have to deal with any of that. And that's kind of why I did what I did, was because I've always been a person that kind of has a hard time getting along with people. So I set myself up for a successful future. I made sure that I built such a strong foundation on my account that, and here's the other thing, my account is market proof, meaning no matter whether or not the market's inflating or deflating. Let me point that out. So in a deflamed market, listen to me, in a deflamed market, the market we just came from, because gems are still a decent value, I was able to just do all of my Chaos Dungeons rested on 20 characters. In the next market we're going into, it is an inflamed market where some players would struggle, like you might, not so much you, but because you're really only playing 2 characters, but somebody who's playing like 4, 5, or 6 would struggle. I won't struggle, because what I do is I drop off my second roster and I just focus on the main 6. Does that make sense? By doing what I've done, it allows me in both markets, inflamed and deflamed, to take advantage of the different waves in different ways because I have so many characters. I can either play a bunch of characters rested, or I can just focus my main characters in the inflated market and not blow a bunch of resources in the secondary market. Does that kind of make sense?
Well, it depends what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, but
Right.
That's fair.
you
No,
have to
that's fair.
you have to
Like-
have the characters first, so
No.
you need to invest
Well, no,
in the.
regardless of that, regardless of the investment, like my issue is that chaos dungeons, the shards are character bound, so it doesn't
Yes.
matter on how many characters you do chaos dungeons. Only that.
What he
character-
says, you make it up
Profit.
with the production of gems.
And stuff you can sell, not just gems. But
yeah, but mostly,
yeah.
right? You can-
Well,
Also,
it has to be. It has to be gems though.
it
like,
mostly
you're
is gems. It's reds though too. So like when
Red.
Brel first came out, you made a ton of reds. So it is reds too. It's weapon mats, gems, and if you do the guardian raids, like if I had a con ready alts, which I don't, I only have 6, right? But if I had characters, well, I guess that kind of makes the point, right? Because you don't have 6, right? Because I have 6 con ready characters, I'm going to be able to get a con leap stones on top of it. So it's not just gems. There is other value in having your more characters at the current content when the current
of
content
course.
comes out. Okay.
So
And the jewelry. Oh, that's a big one too.
You'll definitely make profit on those 1580s with the.
And you can't say that I play more anymore, because as a matter of fact, I played less than you last week. The last 2 weeks.
The problem is that that's different playtime altogether. We didn't get to that point.
Okay.
For example, the summer, I almost didn't play Lost Ark. So,
Oh, meaning like you straight up stopped.
yes.
Okay, I took a break back in Volta, if that makes you feel better. Like I did take a month off there. I don't know if that
but
helps.
It's different, right?
Mhm.
And again, I'm playing a lot less characters. I'm deleting characters.
Yeah, that's a
I'm-
mistake. I think honestly I don't.
Well-
I'm not trying to judge, but I don't like when people delete characters, especially if you
simple.
put a lot of work into them.
It's because you want, again, if a character gets boring, right? Because
If
some
they gave
characters
you
get-
resources back, I would totally be for it, and that's something for Smilegate to address. But like, just because they
but
don't give you anything for it, which hurts.
the point is that you can't even force yourself to log on those characters. If you find the character boring to play, it's not even really sure you can save it for a loop hangout, right? But
What if you like the
again,
characters though? Like me, like I really do love. The only two characters I have a hard time with is Gunlancer and Arcanist. Every other character I really love. I mean that too. Like,
Yeah, okay, but he said that he's bored with
yeah,
characters that he wants to delete. But
yeah,
wait,
but
wait a
wait,
second.
but wait. He could just make.
How much boring can it be to just produce resources?
No, but that's also that's a mute
10
point.
minutes a day.
Hold up, but that's a moot
per
point.
3 days actually.
Wait,
with a boring character. Just do it 10 minutes and you
wait. But do you
a
know
lot
why
of
that's?
resources.
Do you know why that's a moot point and it doesn't even matter? Because again, you could just make the same character multiple times as an alt, and then it would actually make my concept even more efficient because you can just transfer gems. So you really wouldn't be getting gatekept. So the reason why that point's actually irrelevant, anyways, is because you could have just made 6 Slayers.
yeah, but that would be boring as well. Like,
Okay, fair.
He's
But
true on that.
wait a minute. You don't have, again, the whole concept of accessible resources is you don't have to play them every week. It's just good to have that extra bit of, like, let's say sorry, I'm getting the hiccups, but let's say we're coming up on a con and you've never played them. You never played these other 5 characters because it's boring to you to do it all the time and you don't want to feel forced, right? But then we're
Yes.
coming up on a con and you're just a little bit short of the mark. That means that you have characters you can jump on at any moment to make up that mark. That's my point. It's not about having to do it. It's about having it to have. It's about having that little accessible. So like in the world of investing in finance, right? This is what I was saying yesterday in the chat. You can't capitalize on a wave in investing like an up or a down until you have accessible funds. You have to have accessible funds to be able to do something like that. So it's the same concept. You can't do something without the accessible funds there in the first place. So it's not about having the characters there to just be played. It's about, especially for you, since you've been playing the game since the beginning, it's about using all the free shit that they've given us to just get characters up that have accessible resources for you to go grab. You're short, you have 900,000 silver. So I know that if you want to hone to 1580 right now, you can't because you don't have the silver to do it. If you had more characters in alt, you can quickly jump on them, capitalize on the rest bonus, and get a good bonus pool of silver to quickly, do you see where I'm going with this? It's accessible.
do you know I have I have a little silver on purpose?
Well, screw that for a second though. But you get that, right?
Oh,
It's not
Jesus.
about playing the character 24/7. It's about having a pool of resources. It's like a savings account or a bank account that's just sitting there. And if you need it, you can go grab it.
The point is that I don't think it actually even helps because let's say, for example, I'm
You can't say that.
characters.
You cannot say that because look at my account.
Let me elaborate then.
Okay, fair.
Of course, I have reasons. I'm deleting, for example, characters at 1475. I'm deleting characters that produce.
You deleted 75s, my soul.
Yes.
Oh no.
That produce type of mats. I'm no longer using those mats at all. So those characters are kind of meaningless to me.
Well, no gems, brother. Gems, there's so much value in the gems. 1475s produce, I think, 2 level 3s or something like that.
Yeah, but that means you have to play a chaos dungeon.
Fair, you really don't like chaos. It's hard to argue with your point because you don't like. Well, what about just the low pangs, the silver,
Yeah.
even less time.
Yeah, so you might think I'm short on silver, right?
No, I don't think you're short. I'm just I want.
No, I had 10 millions yesterday. There's a reason I'm short.
Oh shit! What did you buy?
Yeah, no. I was re-rolling a couple of level 9 gems.
Everything you're saying is true. It's undeniable. But what you're saying also isn't proving my stuff wrong either. If anything, what you're saying is actually making my point stronger.
You're just wasting materials. You're wasting potential.
Deleting the characters, he is wasting materials. That's hurting my soul right now because that's my only pet peeve.
It doesn't matter. That's the thing, because again, in 2 days, if we get a 1540 pass, like this gets the 1540 level 7 gems with 0 investment.
Yeah, 100%. But everybody's going to get that.
Wait,
but everybody's going to get that. I'm also going to have a character. I'm doing a video on it. I'm also going to have a character at the same place. Another one.
It will be at least 20 or 30k gold. It's not 0 investment at all. Sorry, no, that's a lie.
Oh, actually, can I say something too? Can you go to that? Does that character have any bound materials on them? Like anything farmed?
Yes.
Could you flash it for me? Okay, so I just want to make a point real quick. This is crazy, but my 1460 bear with me. My 1460 destroyer that I'm going to be using the same pass on has like 600 or 700 bound leap stones already ready to go to be able to be leveled up. I guess the reason why I'm saying this is that by just playing rested on these crazy characters, and I know you don't like Chaos Engines, but that character's already I'll probably be able to push that character further than you're going to push that character.
Yeah, but the thing is that I don't want to push it past 1540.
No, that's fair, but I'm saying that this is I already have my 6 main characters. This character's like a 8th or 9th or 10th alt for me. Do you see where I'm going with this? I'm not putting a lot of value into these secondary characters. You always thought that I was, but I really wasn't. They kind of get it for free because of the same thing that you're pointing out right now.
Yes.
The difference is that instead of adding to my main 6 like what you're still doing,
you're adding to your second roster.
Exactly. I'm just building a bigger account. I'm building a bigger business, essentially. That's why I always compare it to a business. Your business is right now less than 6. I have added so many expansions to my restaurant now that my overall cost, yes, is higher, but my overall production is way higher as well. And actually, when I say overall...
Okay. No, I don't disagree with that at all.
So now let's get to the end game. The whole point in expanding a business, and I don't know if you know this, but the whole point in expanding the business is that eventually you will pay off their debts and it will make your life easier. And basically that's what we're actually seeing is you and me are playing the same amount of playtime every week, but I am hands down producing more gold than I'm producing 300k a week. That's what you're sitting on. And I'm being humble right now saying 300k a week, but I am easily producing 300k a week right now. I produce 100k in gems alone. Do you know what I mean? In gems alone, and I play 2.5 days a week. 2.5 days a week. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. As a matter of fact, this is exactly what I want the average player to do, is something more along the lines of what you're doing, is take... The funnel method only says that if you want 1 main character, you need 2. If you want 2 main characters, you need 4. That's what the funnel method's trying to say, is that you can take advantage of rest, play the game significantly less, and still keep up resource-wise as long as you have a couple extra alts to make that semi-difference in resource droppage. That's it. That's all it is. It's not telling people that they need to do what I'm doing. I knew that doing what I'm doing would pay itself off in the long run, and that's why I did what I did. But to have what you have, I'm telling you, you could have what you have 6 characters, and it wouldn't have hurt you. Keeping those characters instead of deleting them would have actually helped you. Even if you never fucking did it and you only did it once in a blue moon, that little bit of extra here and there would have helped you.
I don't think a couple of level 3 gems would help that much.
I think you're undervaluing it a lot. Like a lot.
I mean, the gems alone.
You got to look at these kids that
from the gems.
You're in the Discord now. There's a lot of people in our Discord that have more playtime than me, and they're confused why I'm so far ahead. I'm so far ahead because I took advantage of these systems. I understood them in and out. That's why I'm saying when you used to say that like I have more playtime than everyone else, I really don't. If you look at all the elite players, I'm going to quote unquote, the people who are in this nutcase place that I'm in where you want to make a ridiculous roster, we're all kind of in the same pool, except I have 1, 2, 3, 4,000 hours less playtime than they do.
And he paid for the extension slots, of course.
Yeah, well, no, I'm $2,500 into the game, but most people in my place have spent money. You can't really, plus I could show the mountains. Like, the 4K hours video that I'm doing shows that I actually spent like $1,800 to $2,000 on wallpapers, mounts, and skins. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not.
But you did.
Yeah, but I did.
No,
So
that's irrelevant.
Well, it does matter because it's not paid progression, right? Like you don't get anything for a wallpaper.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You don't get...
This is the sole reason why you have so many mods and why are you so ahead without playing as much. The expansions. You could expand your roster. You could get more characters and take advantage of it because you have to pay.
Yeah. I don't think that the new player with 6 characters is on the right track with 64090s.
I disagree, man. I think they have a good foundation. And as a matter of fact, the goals that we're setting up for him are to start focusing 1 or 2 characters alone. He just needed to get his goal. He needs the gold. He needed to get to a point. You've been producing his gold since day 1. I think that's what you really are missing. That is that you've had way more time to accrue what you've accrued than he has. And I don't mean that in the sense of playtime. I mean that genuinely because of how much they've helped us. If you only focused 1 main character way back in the day and then boom, you get an express pass to help you, that makes it easier. And then boom, you wait for the next one, it helps you, it makes it easier. He had to accomplish what you accomplished, so I needed to give him a goal structure, and all of these players, and they're all doing really well with it. I had to give them goal. If I showed you Tasty's ahead of JB. Why? JB didn't play as much as Tasty. Tasty's up at like 500-600 hours, like actually, right, playtime, and he's actually got like a 1540 or 1550. He's catching up quick, man. So the point I'm getting at is, first, they needed enough accessible gold to be able to push their main, especially where we are now, because it's expensive and you know this. They would not have had enough gold with 1 or 2 characters unless they played 6, 7, 8 months like you did as well. So what I did is I gave them a system to give them gold at a lower level for free for silver, doing a tedious, yes, bullshit task. But what it allowed them to do by building a strong under foundation was it allowed them to now be in a position now, 2 months later, to start focusing on those 1 or 2 characters, doing it efficiently, quickly, and without hurting their overall account with a nice gold funnel to make it a smoother process for them. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're going through the exact motions that I wanted them to go through. And as a matter of fact, it actually got even easier for them because we got the 1490 for silver. When I gave them this goal, 1490 still cost gold. Now it costs silver. Now they're able to do it on a level that they wouldn't have been able to do it before. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I think you're just imposing too much homework on them. And
okay, but the
kinda
homework's getting changed, right? So it might not be necessarily a bad thing.
Let's say I have a friend that has a full 1580 roster that's taking a break from the game just because he played too much. I feel like people getting with 6 characters or more are burning themselves out from the game because they're forced to do, since the more, again, actually, I agree with you on that point, that if you want to have 1 main character, you need 2. If you want 2 main characters, you need 4, etc. So you need to double down on how much characters you want in order how much mains you're going to get out of them. So yeah, in my sense, I'm with 2 mains with 4 characters total. So I'm kind of doubling down on what I have. But the point is that it gets more and more and more and more expensive to gear those characters. And if you
I would disagree. Books have gone down in value, man. Like, I got a Deathblow Striker now. My friend paid 15k per book. I paid like 3k, 2k per book. I disagree. The longer I waited for some of these characters, the easier it actually was to gear them.
No, I mean 1520 to 1580.
True, but then you're... that's kind of where... give me a second. I gotta get the door again, actually. Hold up. But again, so we're back, guys. So, again, I'm sorry I had to do that. But the last thing that you had said, I believe, was the 1520 before I had left should cost me more. And I cut you off quickly because I had to go. But could we backpedal? Could you retrace your thoughts maybe and figure out where you were going with that? Because I really did cut you off, and I do apologize.
No, I think it's better to first summarize what my issue is. Again, it's because we're going over and over and over. I think it's just, again, it's really good to backtrack and see what my initial issue is. I think that having 6 1490s instead of 1 1540 is a waste. So sure, you're going to produce more gold. That's a given. But if you play those 6 characters, you might not enjoy the game as much, even. Because those 6 characters, like, you have 1 main and 5 dysfunctional ults. Those ults don't have tripods, might not have gems, and are at minimum item level for the content.
Now, you don't believe that there's partial opinion in that? Like, that's partly your opinion?
No, it is my opinion. I'm just saying why you would get easier time playing the actual game. Like, when I do my clown lobbies, right, I'm not searching for 1475s or 1490s. Even on this 1520, I'm searching for 1540 lobbies. Because I don't actually want to, in a sense, play the raid. I just want quick in and out, get the gold, and move on. I'm actually sorry that I didn't.
I mean, that's sad, though. You do know that, right? Like, what you just said is basically the equivalent of playing Chaos. You're doing it for production. It's not having fun. You're just doing it to get through it.
No, I'm having fun when it's fast and smooth.
Okay.
I'm not having fun when I'm jailed.
I agree with that. Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah, so if I spend 2 hours on the fucking clown I'm having a bad time. If
Yeah,
I get
it's not fun.
if I get a 4090 in
It's
my
too bad because
lobby,
I really wanted you to pick up with that point because you were going to say something I believe along the lines of that. Yes, having more characters means I make more, but it also means it costs more. But that's literally fundamental.
that's true.
But
No,
wait,
that's true.
why I wanted to lead to that, because if that's where you were going, what I wanted to say is that's genuinely fundamental business 101. Period. The end. I want to make 1,000 more iPhones next year for 1,000 more customers to be able to buy them. I have to pay a bigger initial cost out to be able to do so. It's just,
Yeah.
that's the story of life.
And that initial cost, that's I think
Could
it's
be
not worth it.
draining. It could be draining.
Yes,
Right, yeah.
it could actually make you quit the game.
But wait a minute. Whoa, wait. I love you right now. Listen, this is fucking real shit. This isn't even just a game. Why are most people not successful in real life? Straight up. Because they're not willing to what? Sacrifice, right? Sacrifice those moments, that struggle. Nobody who's in the place that I'm talking about in real life didn't go through that innate struggle that we're talking about right now in the game to get that reward at the end of it. So I cannot disagree with you because what you're saying is 100% the truth. You're essentially saying you're basically doing what I was doing in life for a little bit because I was kind of depressed. I was basically taking the easy road. I was making just enough money to get by in my life, just enough to enjoy my life, and just to get by. Just enough to have a little bit of fun, to enjoy my time the way I wanted to is essentially what you're doing. Whereas what I've now come to the mindset of what I've had in the game for a whole time now and what I'm back to in real life is I'm willing to sacrifice and struggle, that inherent struggle and sacrifice for greatness later on. Does that make sense?
You do realize you're still talking about the game.
No, but it's
No,
it's a truth in the game though
no,
too. You
like,
have
it
to.
doesn't matter.
Yes,
The
but
point
you
is
know
that
that the point of
if-
the game is to actually have fun.
Yeah, but I have fun. Don't take those.
Yeah,
Don't take
no.
away from my fun.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that I actually agree with you. And that's totally fair. If you actually have fun, like building a bigger roster, treating it like a business, right?
And that's why
That's your way to play the game.
not to keep I'm so sorry, not to keep interrupting you, but do you remember that one video? I forget what you commented on it, but when I talked about the 3 different play styles and how there's a lot of people who picked goals that they shouldn't have picked. Like they tried to go for something they just should not have gone for. They bit off more than they should chew. I am wholeheartedly agreeing with you now that we've actually talked. It's not even funny. I think that the average player, the person who just wanted to have fun, not the elite, I'm a professional gamer troll monkey like me, right? The normal fucking player who just wanted to have fun should be doing what you're doing. I 95, 1 million bajillion % agree with you. But where I do disagree still is I do not think you should waste the free shit that they give you in game. The reason you should have more alts, or at least 6, is because they give you way too much free shit, which means you could park an alt somewhere for a very long time and then eventually just get a free pass.
You know why you disagree? Because you think of the game as a business. That's why you look at your roster as actually as a business, right? You're growing it. And for me, I don't care about those alts. Again, I don't have fun with alt. I delete it. I make the newest, like the shiniest thing on the block. I play that, and if I don't like it, like the good thing is that I like both the Slayer and the IA, so I'm not going to delete them, right? But I'm not sure about the Aeromancer though. No, I'm going to make one.
So wait, do you still disagree with all my vids then? After this conversation, do you still think that I was delusional, that I was full of crap, that I was... come on, you've literally agreed to most of it without saying it. I'm curious, because you were like my biggest disbeliever, so like to get you to see kind of the truth in what I was saying would be huge for me. Because I don't not see the truth in what you're saying.
I will say on what I agree. I agree that if you want to have a bigger roster, you need double that. So if you want to have 1 main, you need 2 characters. If you want 2 main, you need 4 characters. And if you want 6 mains, you need at least 12 characters for them.
And now, a second question. Do you see the time value because of rest? That 12 characters could actually play less than 6 characters and still keep up?
If you invest in them, sure. If you actually...
Well, what preemptive strike's not much of an investment. You gotta
you still need to invest in the item level in order to get the new mats.
No, you don't.
No, if a 1490 mat is not even comparable to the 1580 mat.
Well, wait a minute. When we made this video, it was a long time ago. You got to give me a break there, right? Come on, be fair. Like when I said this was like 5-6 months ago now at this point.
The point is that if you invest back in the alts, sure. But if you just keep them as low level alts, no, that investment doesn't.
What about the gems? I don't agree with that. And I'm going to pull up the data sheet one more time. I fundamentally don't agree with that. Because of what I just showed you. I don't, because this has the math already, so I'm just going to pull this up because it already has the math instead of
The data sheet is for the older tier.
Exactly. No, but this is why this is perfect. We're just gonna do the gems. I'm not even gonna let's look at this. You can't see. Actually, what am I fuck? I'm stupid. Thank you for doing this too, by the way. All right, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna take Arrested. I'm gonna say 1310. I'm not even gonna say where we're at. And they produce 14 singular gems, 14 level 1 gems. We're gonna pull up the calculator. You're probably not gonna be able to see this, but I will pull it on screen actually I could just use Excel as a calculator, right? But like, so we're just gonna.
This is 3-level gem.
Yep.
Basically.
Exactly. So it's tier 3, right? And you get 14 of them, right? Times, and we're gonna say 2.5 because I play 2.5 days a week, right? Which is 35. We're gonna divide it by 3 for 4s, or I'm sorry, divide it by 3 for 2s, divided by 3 for 3s. So you get about 3 3s. We'll say 4. We'll say 1 level 4. You get essentially 1 level 4 from that character. You're saying that doesn't have value. That because it's a lower tier and it's not a 1580, it doesn't have value. Right now, level 4s I think are going for like 600 or 700 gold or something like that.
Well, let's see.
Do you see my point though? Do you get the point? Your whole premise is that when we get to this 1580 range, this reset, that soft reset, that these characters all automatically lose their value. And what I'm trying to say to you is you're right to a degree. So for the next 4 weeks to maybe even 8 weeks, I'm going to be doing my 6 main characters and their guardians because that's where the most value will be on my account. But when the materials start to come down in price value, which they will, I'm going to rotate back to a position where these alts are actually producing more value than me doing my Guardian raids on my main 6. Does that make sense?
I see.
This is undeniable math, brother. Like, undeniable math. And here's the reason why. Is because you have, even if I was doing unrested or rested, 1475, it's 34 versus the 14. And I'm being extreme because I'm picking a 1310 dungeon, right? I'm being really extreme about this.
No one does that. No one does.
Right, now let's make it more accurate. Let's just say, because it's for silver, 1445. 1445, then you have 28 times 2.5, right? Can somebody real quick get the math for the current dungeons we're at, 1560, and get what the gem production is real quick so I can compare it? If you guys could grab that for me, it'd be huge while we're doing this. So we're going to take the 28, right, though? We're going to take this, they're getting that for us. We're going to take the 1445, multiply it by 2.5 times a day. We're going to divide it by 3 for 2s, divide it by 3 for 3s, divided by 3 for 4s. So now you're actually getting 2.5 4s. So now instead of what we just talked about, you're getting... Right, you see where I'm going with this?
Why do you need to multiply it by the days? I don't think that's relevant.
It is relevant.
Let's say, no, even if you do it rested, right?
Okay, you just want to do 28 divided by 3 divided by 3?
I don't think you need to multiply it.
Okay, that's fine. So we'll just do 28 divided by 3 for 2s, divided by 3 for 3. So you basically get a level 4. That's actually kind of really juicy. So you basically get a level 4, right? For that 1445 dungeon, which is accurate. How do I know that's accurate? Because I fucking do it every day, so I know what they get. They get more than a level 4, really, but you get a level 4. Plus silver and all the other materials, which, yes, you've written off as garbage, but for somebody doing what I'm doing, they're not garbage. I need them. But, alas, just the level 4 gem alone. Now, did anybody get the math yet, or no? Okay, I'll go try to get the math. I was hoping somebody would have it. Let's go see if I can get the math.
Well,
I will give you the graphics about the Chaos dungeon drop on the general channel.
The current one, please and thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Just the one, the 1310 again, because they can both produce level 4 gems. Something's off here.
Okay, so
I want to take off the days.
Instead of pasting, I skipped the
You skipped the thing, I saw it. So
but
these are level 1s though, what you posted? So 10.6 level 1s, is that what that's saying? Okay, so 10.6 level 1s. So we're going to go back to the data sheet. We're going to say 10.6 level 1s. Is that times 2, though? That has to be times 2.
Yeah.
Wait, no way, though. 10.6 times 2 that's less than this. Wait a minute, what? That can't be accurate.
I actually have to say that it must be. Why? Because I actually don't get that much gems from those chaoses myself when I play my main.
I don't think it's
Honestly,
rested. It's just a single time.
That's
but it's
crazy.
accurate in case of the shards, the honor shards.
But do you see what I'm saying? So even if we just use this data sheet and we didn't use mine, right? We'll just go based on this one. Do you see what I'm trying to get at, brother? Like, it's undeniable. It's undeniable. You could just use preemptive strike and get the value out of the gems.
Let's do the math. I want to do the math one more time.
Go
Because
ahead.
I don't like the multiplication by days.
That's
I
fine.
think that just throws off, like, you're just adding a value that doesn't need to be there.
Tell
You're
me
only-
whatever you want. Whatever you want to add, go for it.
Well, you divide by 3 to get a higher level gem,
Yeah, that's what we did.
right?
You get 1 level 4. You would get. I did that. That was what I did. So I
Yeah,
did.
but the point is that you got the level 4 from the 13 dungeon as well, and that can be the case.
Well, no, not from the 1302. That was because I did 2.5 days a week. But then
Yeah,
I
I
took
don't-
the extreme. I took the extreme out. Remember? And then I said
No.
we'll just do. Go ahead.
That's the thing. I don't want to do it by days. I just want to do it for divide by 3, just for a single chaos dungeon, so that we can get an accurate comparison.
And you don't want me to use 1445.
No, use, let's say,
Technically, I
One
should be
use
using
what?
1490 right now, right? If I wanted to really be a
Yeah.
stickler, I should be using 1490.
yeah, no, 49 is fine.
Okay.
49. Fine.
So what do we have here? We got 7.6, right? So we're gonna do 7.6 times 2 because this is 2 chaos dungeons. This is only
No,
one.
we want one chaos dungeon.
Okay, one chaos dungeon. So 7.6. Well, then,
Yeah.
and that, I mean, in that case, it's just divided by 3, 2.5 twos, and then you don't get a full 3. So you get a 2 twos, 2.5 twos.
Yes.
You really made this complicated. I'm not gonna lie, but 2.5 twos, and then we take
And
that
now
same.
you just now multiply it.
Okay, well, no, I'm not even gonna multiply it. Wait, is that what you want to do? Wait, now you're confusing me. So you want to do 2 chaos dungeons or 1?
1, and then you just start the same gems.
7.6 divided by 2 would be 3.8. Whoa, why did I get different math? Did I do something wrong there? Oh, divided by 3. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. 7.6 divided by 3 will give us 2.5 level 2s, right?
Yes.
Okay. If I do the 1560 dungeon, right, which costs gold and not just silver, divided by 3, only gets you 3.5. You're getting one more level 2 gem. Do you see my point? Here's the difference though. These characters only cost silver, these characters cost gold. It's actually, what's funny is that point that you made a long time ago is actually what this point is that by them having these 1490 characters, they're getting basically the same value, but they got it for silver.
Even look at the difference between the red material drop and on the 1490 and 1560. It's just more valuable if you have this 1490 rested.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to him. So I'm happy that you said that. You have 2 1560s or higher, let's say, right? Which you don't, but you have 2 1560s or higher. I'm saying this person with oh, this is fucking awesome. Thank you for saying it like that. I'm just gonna give this person 4 characters. I'm not even gonna give them 6. Okay, we're just gonna say 4 characters. This person playing 4 characters is producing more overall resources than you, with your 2 main characters. That's the point.
No, I agree with that. I agree with
Thank
that.
you. That's
And
the
they
premise. That's
only
the
pay
premise.
silver.
Well, exactly, they only play silver, and that's the premise of every single video that I've ever made. And maybe I sucked at teaching it and trying to get it across because I made it seem like I wanted everyone to make a bajillion alts. But no, I was trying to show them the time value concept. In a game with something that offers you rest, you really should learn how to.
No, I want to go back now on that.
Okay, yeah, go
Sure, I agree with that point. Sure, you're producing more from the chaos dungeons, but you're getting gate kept on raids.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be doing raids. Like, I don't do raids on anything. But I do because I want the sets. That's different,
No,
right? But
Here we're
Okay,
talking
that's
about-
where you differ, both
no,
of
no.
you, because
Yeah,
you.
here we're talking about the new player that has 6 1490s. Yes, I agree that now that I see the chart, he produces more than me. Sure. I
And
definitely grab that.
it wasn't about him doing raids right now. He knew, if you watch those 2 new player perspective videos, he knew that there was going to be a 2-month to a 4-month period of just straight chaos grinding to get his characters to be able to do raids. Again, that
That's
sacrifice
boring,
period.
that's boring.
Yeah, but we
that's
all
boring.
had to do it. You can't get around that. If he wanted to avoid doing chaos dungeons, it would have taken him 6 months to a year to get to where he's getting to now. Maybe even longer.
Honestly, just hear
No.
me out here. Just hear me out.
No,
I know
he's
how
getting
the
10
rates
characters
are
and
going here.
40.
Please, just listen to me for a second. Because I know the EOC region for you, Raynor.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you cannot go to the Clown on 1490, I would go Valton, Vicus, and Brel. Because Brel 1419 is really doable. you can be accepted on the rate on
He
the eye
also
level.
he doesn't get gate kept in Vault and Vicus too. That was you missed the beginning of the discussion, but the guy that I'm talking about, he still gets raids done without being gate kept. He just has to do the lower
Yeah,
level
but
raids.
what he meant is that he actually get gatekept in the clown, which actually is true because I was gatekept with
Yeah,
my
no one is
15
going to
20.
accept 1490.
No, 100%.
I was
Literally no.
gatekept at 15 20, so that's why he should sacrifice his clown for the Valton and still get good amount of gold for the less time in the part divider, right? So this is the sacrifice, but it won't be that big of a sacrifice, right? Because he
Yeah.
will still progress with the eye level doing the Belshazzar, but he just won't be able to do the clown
Yeah,
yet.
no, I think
After a few
did-
weeks, I think that
I-
with the 15, 20, the 10, you will be able to do Belshazzar, clown eventually.
Yes. No, I think I have our major disagreement.
And on his two main characters, he does do clown. Just to add in before you go, before you say what you're
Yeah.
gonna say.
So I think the difference is that, right? For me, if I'm not playing the content, I'm not really enjoying the game. Like I can see how doing 40, 90 kills then just gets more mats. It's more efficient, and you're forced to do Volt on. But I feel that that's just not.
I agree with that. I can't disagree with that. Whereas I have fun doing the chaos dungeons. And I'm not, the thing is like, so what you're saying, it's not fun, and there's no disagreement with that sometimes because chaos dungeons can be pretty
Let me
boring.
see
I
what
do
I
play
have.
music when I do it, but every MMO that we've ever played, and every player here could probably attest to this. You know that there was going to be parts of it that weren't fun. That there was going to be a grind to an aspect, and I want to say that's a bigger player with play all games, right? Is that people aren't willing to put in the work sometimes or the sacrifice to have that
Yes.
that fun, because it's not just a business for me. I've genuinely had fun doing this. I like skinning them. I like doing what I'm doing, and granted, I'm different. But I guess the point I'm getting at here is that like we know what kind of game this is. If they just gave everything to us, then it also would be fun, right? Like I have friends that RMT'd and they quit because they just weren't enjoying it because they bought their progress. There's
Yeah.
a certain glory that comes to earning that progress or grinding out that progress.
Yeah, but think about it. Like we're getting a new Express to 1540, right? If you make, let's say, a new account with one character, you'll be able to enjoy Grell, you'll be able to enjoy Clown at 1540, and you'll be able to enjoy Triangle. So you're
Yeah.
enjoying the
And
latest
you know what?
content
I think you should do it.
without,
You know why also? Because you can also live skill on it on the
yeah,
second
without
account.
that 4090 grind.
Wait, but he's still gonna have that. Like he's about to add that to the top of the bound
No.
materials that he's already been grinding.
Sure, but again, for a new player, let's say you take a brand new player.
Sorry, I keep cutting you off, but even and what sucks about this is we're having a conversation about a conversation we technically had months ago. And months ago, when I made those recommendations to him, remember we had 2 express missions going on and a story express. That's why I titled that video "The Perfect Time to Be a New Player." So it sucks that we're having the argument now, right? But the reality of it is the advice I gave to him, I still stand by because we had a bunch of free shit being given to us. So if he didn't take it, it allowed him to do what we're essentially. You're seeing this huge overhead cost that he didn't actually have because we had a bunch of free shit handed to us. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Does that make sense? At the time, we had 2 passes going on. We had the Artist Pass and we had the Slayer Pass going on. That was massive.
Yes.
Which allowed him to play more characters due to the engraving support system than he would have ordinarily been able to play. If he had done what you had said to do, he wouldn't have been playing as many characters. He would have been stuck on 1 or 2. By doing what he did, now not only does he have 2 characters getting into the pool that you're in right now, getting into 1540 and stuff like that, but now, and Tasty's a good example of this. I'm happy Tasty joined, but now he also has, because of this Express coming up, he's going to have a 3rd, maybe even 4th character moving into that position as well. Do you see where I'm going with this? And for free, basically what you're saying. What you're basically saying, you could have just waited for the Express mission. He did wait for the Express mission. But in that time that he was already playing the game anyways, and he plays less than both of us, mind you, but he literally played like 10 hours the last 2 weeks or something like that. I looked at his thing recently. And in that playtime, he's getting the exact same thing that you're talking about and still able to have fun and capitalize on what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you basically agree with me on all of your points. Your points don't make my point mute. Your points don't make my point non-valid. If anything, they actually just make my points better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just not fun. I would say that.
And that's
would
fair,
say
but
that-
unfortunately, then that gets into the realm of opinion and less fact, right? That gets into the realm of saying what's fun for other people is fun for you, and then that's not fair because again, we have a person that we just talked to the other night who she only does raids, never did a chaos dungeon her entire experience on this game, and she just does raids. So I mean, I don't enjoy bussing. Some people enjoy. You see where I'm going with this? That is a terrible metric to use for this conversation.
Yeah, it's not fact based. It's feeling based.
It is feeling based, yeah, entirely. But there's a lot more people that feel like you. So I will say that maybe 70, 80, 90% of the player base agrees with you. How do I know? Because I get PMs about it all the time. You're an idiot. You're wrong. I hate this fucking game. So like I believe you more than you think. I really wanted people to understand that underlying sacrifice and that if he does this and
I agree with you.
It's
With
funny
that
because both of
sacrifice-
your arguments, it's like feelings fun versus efficiency.
well, and
you could
that's the
say.
problem with this game too. That's why like I haven't had. Well, I have had fun though. See, that's the thing. The problem with me is I enjoy that like challenge. Like that's the issue here is that I love that. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what sucks about this whole conversation is that I actually really love. Sorry, I'm just pulling something else up. Oh, you can't see that actually. I'm trying to get my camera to focus, but I actually love that. That's the problem. Is this challenge, this grind, setting unrealistic goals for me, and this is my entire life. Just a side note, I love putting the bar so fucking high that I have to struggle to hit it. I get off on that. That's my high in life. Is picking something that seems unobtainable, and I've done that my entire life. I love when someone says you can't do something. That just makes me want to do it more. That's all that does. That's why I say to the haters in the videos, I'm like, you guys are just fueling me. You're giving me a reason to keep pushing because I want to prove you wrong now. I want to be the defier of odds, so to say, the underdog, right? So unfortunately, I'm really bad for this example because I actually have a ton of fun doing just this. You know what I mean? And then also, you know, I like skinning all the characters and enjoying all of the characters and their individuality. But I can't I can't take away from what you're saying. That
I think it's fair. If you actually enjoy doing Chaos Dungeons on 6 characters,
oh, you just play some music, you watch a movie. It's the kind of content that you do with your wife, or you do like when you're doing something else. Do you know what I mean? You're busy and you're at work or something, and but you're allowed to. Yep, go ahead.
the point is the premise of the Chaos Dungeons. The whole thing that people don't want to do. Just like people don't want to do Guardian raids.
Yeah, hence why they're making them easier, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to avoid talking about the update because then that would just make your whole point mute, right? Because now it's all getting easier. So now it's really like my account's really going to be able to just have fun and do what it wants, right? My time value just got doubled with the update they're giving us.
Yes, because all your 1580 Chaos Dungeons can produce massive amount of gains.
See, so I guess why I was always struggling with you in the comments is you've never really disagreed with me. Like you've always agreed with me. It's just in a way that it's not. I don't know how to say it because you get what I'm saying. It's just not fun for you, and then that's where the conversation stops because it's. I can't change that. I can't. If you don't like this movie, I can't make you like this movie. Do you know what I mean? And that's
it's true. Yeah.
So
that's more of the disagreement. Like and since it's not fun for me, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone else.
okay. That's fair. But you do know that when these people come to me, they're asking questions, right? And so all of these videos, right? Tasty can attest to this. I actually don't know. I call you like Ejac, but Ejac can attest to this. Everybody that's come to me with their goals in private messages or not, they always start off scrambled. They have no direction. They don't know what the fuck they want. And they see my videos and they think that I just mean make a bunch of alts. But then we talk about it and we discover what they want. And sometimes people only want 1 or 2 mains. And they can tell you that my advice to them is similar to what you're saying, actually. I give people advice based on what they want, what they find fun. So to add to what you're saying is, it's true. Like it's true that we're not gonna have fun doing the same thing, and you wouldn't recommend that to people. But I also don't recommend what I'm doing to people. You can ask these guys. Like I also don't recommend to them doing what I'm doing. As a matter of fact, I always quote this to them: respect the natural order. I tell them not to try and do what I'm doing before it's too soon if they want to do it. Like Tasty, I think Tasty's the closest to wanting to do what I want to do. But even him, I think Tasty, didn't you say recently you wanted to not take a back seat, but not make as many alts? If I remember.
They'll burn out and they'll quit. That's the thing.
Oh,
Because-
yeah, I like, because I used to, like, every day on, like, 7 characters, I used to do all of my Chaos Dungeons and all of my Guardian Raids and all 7 characters. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So, so, like, what I started doing was, like, Chaos Dungeons are easy. Like, they take me like 5 minutes a piece per character, so like that's not hard to do. So I do like 6 characters a day, Chaos Dungeons, and then Guardians. I'm just like, all right, whenever I have saved up, I do them.
Okay, so stop for a second. So you see what I'm saying, though? So the point is that I also don't recommend that. Unless somebody tells me they want a roster like mine, and then I give them a breakdown of a plan similar to my plan. But I use the funnel method and these ideologies, these concepts, to help any player with any of their goals hit their goals more efficiently and faster.
No,
You have
it is more efficient. Yeah, I agree. It's more efficient.
even only you wanting to play 1 or 2 characters, if you had made, and I know you hate this, but if you had made 2 or 3 of the same type of characters, so like say gunslingers, right? Then you don't have to play them all the time. But what it allows you to do is when you want to play them or feel up to it, you just have extra free resources. It gives you more class drops, more class books. It just allows you to hit your goals a little bit quicker if you want to. And you
For me, again, the issue is dysfunctional ults. I don't want to play dysfunctional ults.
Yeah, but you don't have to. You know right now, right? Because you have 20 trade limits a day. Right now, if you had 2 gunslingers, because of the updates that we've gotten, you could take all the gems from one gunslinger and all your accessories from one gunslinger and send it right to the other one for free. It's not a dysfunctional ult. As a matter of fact, it's an ult in the exact same place now because of the updates as your other ult, as your main.
You can transfer the gear only 3 times.
Yeah, because
I didn't know
it
that,
takes
really.
down
It still uses a trade.
Yes, you still lose your ability trade.
Yeah,
You can do the gems.
Whoa, slow down for a second. But that's only once per day, though, right?
No, you lose durability. Let's say if I transfer that piece here, it
can be traded 2 times.
One time.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just taught me something. I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't know
that's
that.
the thing.
Fair.
So this
Nope,
is
that's fair.
kind of dysfunctional. You still have to get it.
And
You
the
still
point
have
is-
to get it with
point
the
is
access.
tripods.
That's
If
fair.
I don't want characters with level 1 tripods.
Tripods, there is or there will be update with the tripods that there will be shared. So once you learn it on your gunslinger, the other gunslinger will have it.
No, that would be massive. Then
Well,
there is an argument.
Hold up, but
if you
even
use
without that update, and even with what you guys just said with the trade thing,
No,
but
it's huge.
wait, but
Like-
even without that though, even without that, I think my point still stands. Even if you're not sending the jewelry and all this stuff across, you're sending at least the gems. So even
but
even if you have
it's
to
still
gear them,
dysfunctional.
that they're not dysfunctional. How long would you have 300,000 gold? You could get one of these characters up and running like that. That's my point. It's
Yeah,
not.
but-
It's only dysfunctional for a month to 2 months.
Depends on the alt.
But it's only, what I'm
Honest.
saying is it's only like a month to 2 months. It's not dysfunctional forever. It's a
No, you can make it functional, but again, that we are making those 4090 characters just to be a gem slave.
no. But once it's done, too, it's done. You never have to do it again. And here's the thing. Really, what we've been talking about is Chaos Dungeons. So you really only need Preemptive Strike. You don't need all this other stuff to do
No,
it.
I'm talking about for raiding.
Okay, but even fine, that's fine. But even for raiding, it's only dysfunctional for so long. And then once it's set up for good. That's it.
But that's the thing. I don't want to have ults that don't have tripods, are not level 60, right? For example, I think I actually have dysfunctional.
Have you seen my account? Do you know how many
This
level
here-
60s I have? Come on, man.
Well, again, this.
You know
is
what's the difference between two of you? The thing is that Arenor, sorry
Yeah.
if I butchered your name, has 5 characters, and you have
23.
24
Yeah.
or something like that, right? So he has to worry about getting up all the characters and be accepted into the raids, be gold efficient. You don't. All your characters, 17 characters currently, right?
Mhm.
They don't have to enter the raid.
Yeah, that's
He
basically what
does.
I've been saying. Yeah, that's basically what I've
And
been saying.
he does. So that's why, from his standpoint,
But
you need to
here's the
give those
thing.
characters.
But even from his standpoint,
But you understand
was-
what I'm saying.
I do understand what you're saying, and what you're saying, I was in that exact same position a year ago. That's my point.
Exactly.
And then I
a
just
year
kept building
ago.
compound interest. He's been playing since the game came out. He could be in the same place I'm in if he had followed the same
He
strategies.
could.
Um,
He didn't
Yeah.
knew.
But
He didn't spend the money for the character slots.
and that's totally fine. But the premise here still stands though, is that I was in the exact same place he was a year ago with what you're talking about, where I had to take an initial investment that cost me money to get the characters to a point where I could actually
Exactly.
do my gold raids. But one, I had videos back then talking about it. I ran Ether Predator. I ran budget engravings. I didn't spend 15K on Grudge. I waited till Grudge went down to 6,000 gold. Everything I did Save me gold for later. Save me progress for later. You know what I mean? Save me along the way.
Sure.
I
But
never
for him
had
to be
a hard
in your
time.
position, he would still have to pay the real cash.
Yeah, now he would. Back then, see, that sucks though. That's a really moot point because again, then I can't deny that. You can't deny that you pay for character slots, but that's
Yeah.
it doesn't
Well, no,
change.
no,
It doesn't
it's
change the fact
irrelevant.
that if he had 6 characters and he played all 6 characters, that he would still have more progression. And yes, that upper cost
No,
would
of
be
course.
more. The upper cost would be more, but I would. Right now, you're going for relic jewelry. Just bear with me. You're going for relic jewelry and you're going for ancient jewelry, which is a higher cost pool than where we were at. When I did what I was doing a year ago, we were also still on legendary jewelry, just getting vaulted and stuff like that. So the cost wasn't that high to gear these, and the requirements weren't that high. Level 5 gems and 6 gems was enough. A 4x3 was enough because everybody
even
had.
3x3. You could get even with
Because
3x3.
so you're just going to test my point then, really. So what I'm trying to get at though there is that concept is that yes, I understand that right now it would hurt him more. Basically, what he's saying is it would hurt you more than it would hurt me because of we're in different places in the game. But the reality is a year ago we were in the exact same place in the game. I just made different decisions at the time, which allowed me to have a different account now. And this is before I had the character slot. So let's take the Royal Crystal value out of it for a second. If you look back at my videos, back a year ago, exactly this moment that I'm talking about, I had less than 6 characters. Or just had 6 characters or something to that effect. So
I understand. The thing is that you cannot undo the past. He's in the position.
No, I know
which
that,
he
but
is in.
he's saying that he wouldn't recommend to these other players to
Yeah.
do what I'm telling them to do, but I would still recommend them to do what I'm telling them to do. I don't tell these guys to buy character slots ever. I don't tell them to do that. I tell them to focus 1 or 2 and use 3 or 4 as funnels. And then if they want all 6 up, I tell them they have to make, if they want all 6 at eye level, they have to buy character slots. But that does not mean that they can't take advantage of the same funnel method on a roster of 6 characters. Having 6 characters,
True.
I still think is essential to the game because it's maximizing your gold funnel. That's why I tell these kids to maximize their to make 6 characters is to maximize their gold funnel. You need to be able to get that amount of gold. You don't need to, but if you want to play 3 or more characters, you kind of do. And again, it's that 2-to-1 ratio thing that we talked about. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying that you're using points that are like you said, you can't go backwards, right? So it's not fair to use that point against me when I was in that position a year ago that he's in now. Do you know what I mean? He's only in the position he's in now where it hurts his account to do what I'm talking about because he didn't do what I did a year ago. Do you know what I mean? I did.
Almost no one did it because no one knew. Everyone thought they could just have fun and just play it in some small amount. They didn't have the mindset to optimize.
They didn't watch my
the
videos.
game.
I know. No. Listen.
Sure.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that doesn't make me wrong. As a matter of fact, it just makes me more right. That's all it does.
Yes,
it just
but
makes.
it
I agree.
doesn't mean that
no,
they can just catch you
efficiency-wise,
up
sure.
to you quickly. They have to catch up to
They can't
the
catch up.
position where you are.
I'd have to stop playing.
Not me. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't mean
Now it really depends what you mean by catching up, right?
like being able to get to the top.
If we go on my
to
main,
the top content, right? So
to catch up, I just need charts. That's all.
Which is crazy
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I play all these characters and I'm not short shards on any of my characters. That's nuts.
Yeah, but you do chaos dungeons.
I do.
Again-
That's fair. Yeah, I do Chaos Dungeons a lot.
Again, this become my main I think 1 month ago. So this Reaper wasn't doing chaos dungeons at all.
Oh, that's true. You did swap. That's fair. That hurts shard production a lot, actually.
Yeah.
that's why you always
and
do
I get
your
what I
chaos
get.
dungeons.
I get what you're saying 100% is that it would hurt his account more than it would hurt my account. But that's also why I would never recommend to him to do what I do, right? That's why when people ask me for advice with their accounts, I don't tell them to do what I do. Often I can't tell them to do what I do because they're incapable of doing what I do, right? So I agree with you wholeheartedly that it would hurt him more than it would hurt me to get these secondary characters geared up. And it's more one second, and it's more important. And I get what you were trying to make the point out of is that he has to, if he wants to do the raids on those 6, he has to gear them. Whereas anything beyond my main 6, I don't give a fuck. Preemptive strike's perfectly enough. But to argue that preemptive strike is enough within your main 6. A year ago, those 3 or 4 ults were preemptive ults for me. Like I gotta find a video, but like that's what they were doing. They were just doing chaos dungeons for me. And I was using them also for reputation shit too, like Bifrost stuff.
But on the other hand, at least now the accessories are quite cheap.
And I
At
can
least
send
some
them
of
for
them,
free.
most of them, yeah.
And I can send them for free to my characters.
If you drop the correct one, yeah.
Well, come on, I have.
That's the caveat.
I have hundreds.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Dude, I really I played this game also from the start, and the amount of accessories I could sell or actually find usable, I would.
Before
count
you even say what you say,
in around
before
30?
you even say what you say, I have a metaphor for you, right? I have a gun and I'm shooting at a target. I have one bullet. You have a gun. You're shooting at the same target and you have 2 bullets. Who's more likely to hit it?
Yes, that's why you need.
It's called the
character
law.
expansion slots.
This is a mathematical law for the record. 6 characters is still better than 1 for the record. This is a mathematical law that you.
24.
This is a mathematical law that you can look up, and it's called the law of averages. LOA. Law. Oh my god! It's funny that law of averages. Look it up. It's that's literal concept. We're throwing darts at a board. If I give you 5 darts, you're more likely to hit the target than if I give you 1 dart.
I play 8 characters regularly for around half a year, and I still have.
You never gotten
nothing.
anything good? Come on. Come on, you had to got at least 20, 30k
Well,
pieces, right?
Can I finish?
Yeah.
I found one accessory that was worth 65,000.
That's a good drop.
Yeah.
Now you play
I agree.
8. Wait. You play 8. How many do I play? I have double the chances of hitting that mark than you, right? Granted, I definitely get luckier than a lot of
But
people.
you need still to buy extension slots. You see what I'm getting there?
No, but I know that. But at $200 on character slots is worth it. There's people who have spent more money than that on skins. So for me to tell you to put $200 in a character slots, it's not that big a deal.
It's true, but if you want to do something more than
Did you buy the
Cast Iron,
Express
buy
Pass?
Guardian. Me?
Yeah. Did you buy the Express or the Arc Pass?
Yeah, no, currently yes.
Okay, that's
The-
50
the
bucks.
last one.
That's
Yeah.
5 character slots.
Yeah, because I have 10 characters, so
No, but you see where I'm going with this? So you can't keep using that against me because I chose to spend my money efficiently versus people who just spend their money on bullshit, right? Granted, I also bought the
did he-
bullshit. I also
Arena,
bought the
did
bullshit.
you buy the
though.
skins?
He didn't even buy the pass. Look at the top right. He's
No, I
he's free
bought-
to play, I think.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
I'm not free to play remotely. I always buy passes because I'm short on shards.
See what I'm saying? So that
Okay.
argument is only a good argument for somebody who didn't spend any money. So if you
And there are a lot of players who don't spend the money.
True, but I wouldn't tell them to do this. That's my point. The players who are free to play JB is technically free to play. He's not because he did buy character slots, but he's kind of free to play. He really is. Like,
No, I don't think that's anything wrong with buying character slots. Again, if you just want to
he's
play
saying
more-
that I had to put the royal crystals in to get that though. And the point I'm making is that that's only a good argument for people who are free. For anybody who
Yes.
spent money on the game, the argument backwards is that they chose to buy something that didn't pay it forward. It's that same thing
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
sacrificing for their future.
That's fine. So everyone who
Only
because
because he keeps saying it. He's a pain in my
spend
ass.
it
You don't
wrong.
know. He busts my balls all the time, so I have to.
Sorry.
I gotta. No. I love you. You have no idea. You're actually fun to talk with. But I do want to wrap this up because it's actually a 1.5 hour podcast. Is what I'm gonna call it now.
I
But
assume the
I
edit
want-
would be 10 minutes.
No, fuck that. I'm gonna upload the raw footage. But you don't know who I am really. Like I have to because people need to understand thought process. They need
No
to
one's
get.
going to watch 1 hour.
Who cares? I don't do it for the viewers. I do it for the people who do view. That's it. The people who are willing to watch. That's it. That's all this is. And if I don't get anybody, that's fine. That's okay too. As long as I enjoy it and I love it. I'll cut it down. I'll edit a little bit. All right. I'll do that. I'll try to find the good points and I'll do that. I'll try to target it. Just keep in mind, it's really hard for me to do that sometimes. But either way, I want to settle on something. I want the end of this to be everyone, me included, to be quiet. I just want you to talk about what we talked about real quick, to sum it all up, to TLDR it,
Sure.
and not take necessarily a stance unless you really want to,
No,
but
I
to
will.
say what you
I
kind of
prefer-
got
I
from
prefer-
this, what you
I
kind
prefer
of.
to take stance.
Okay,
so
so go
If
ahead.
you want to play efficiently, you should actually make 6 ults. You should make 6 4090s since they cost only silver, and you should slowly with that. So you can even buy bosses. Who cares? You don't even need to gear those characters.
That's so true.
So
actually.
you will efficiently get the gold, and you can select your main character and push it. You will it's boring. It's not fun. You actually have to skip clown.
Put
Because
a
no one will-
note there, opinion, right?
Yes, it's my opinion that. So you will skip
Actually,
clown. Yeah, because
Well, some people don't like
going
being
to skip.
jailed either, right? Some people find it boring because he said earlier that I play with characters who have all level 10 gems and I still get jailed in Kai and Go. So that's why I hate that because like you could play with people who are fully geared and they just suck. So I mean, like
Yeah.
and that's not fun either. So
No, I want to keep it short. So
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
I definitely agree on that point. If you want efficiency, right now the most efficient thing is you get a free pass, you get a free 1540, you get 5 volts 4090 because that's where it's just silver. And sure, you might need to buy some orekas and stuff, but that's definitely the most efficient route. However, I think that if you actually want to enjoy the game, you should, or like again, it's opinion again. Like, if, since one character is enough, because you'll be able to do the 3 raids, and then you can decide if you want like to play a second character and so forth. But you'll actually have to gear it up. So I think that
could I reword
maybe
what you said there? Because essentially what you were saying, what I think what you were
sure.
trying to say there was that instead of saying maybe have fun because then you put opinion there, I would say that if you want to be able to enjoy the game without being massively gatekept, without having to gear a bunch of characters, get the Fions, all of that stuff. That it's easier to gear 1 or 2 characters and be done with it than it is to have to gear 6 over a period of time, right?
Yes.
Okay, just to clarify that, because I know what you're trying to say there, and it's totally the truth. That if you just want to enjoy the end game content, you can do it a lot easier by focusing 1 or 2 characters than trying to focus a whole fucking
Yeah,
brigade of
because
characters.
you get one-time books, you get one-time tripods, and you just enjoy the raids.
Any final notes? Did you enjoy the conversation?
Yeah, I think we actually don't disagree on much.
Are you going to subscribe after this?
Well, I'm not really a YouTube subscriber. I actually, I found I think your first video by accident.
I'm pretty sure everybody did.
Yeah.
It happened to me too.
Well, you should subscribe because if anything, I think I opened your eyes. I think that you actually understand the point a little bit better, and you don't really disagree with it. I think that's
No,
why you should.
I don't disagree with it. Efficiency-wise, it's true.
You should give me the subscription on that purpose alone. That you met middle ground with me. That you actually see that we see more to eye than you thought. And I think now when you watch my
It's
videos,
true.
you will think less delusional of me and more different perspective.
Well, no, again, I see that you play the game as a business. You actually try to like expand the business in order to
Yeah,
have fun.
he does.
Any
And
final
It's
notes?
like-
me, yeah, and for me, it doesn't matter if my shop closes tomorrow. That's the thing.
Sure. 100%. Oh, it doesn't matter for me either. That's what I'm going to be doing in a week when a con comes out. The whole secondary shops are going to be closing for a little bit. Not completely, maybe, but they're definitely going to get a lot less labor hours, I guess is the way to put it.
Well, of course, you have to get like. I'm not sure. Are you going to get 5 accounts?
No,
Do you
no,
think
I'm
that
not. I have 3 accounts. I stopped playing the other 2 because I wasn't having fun with it. I wasn't having fun doing that because I love my main account so much. I'm so invested in it. You know what I mean? But again,
No,
final notes. Just anything. Do you want to leave anything
not
else?
accounts. Are you going to play 5 accounts on release? Are you going to do gate
Oh,
1
5
to
account?
gate
Yeah,
4?
I'm taking 3 or 4 days off of work to do it. So yes, I'm not even kidding. I really am. So yes, I have a bunch of sick time and paid time off. So I'm using all of my sick time and paid time off next week. So yes, and I will get them done. Well, I don't want to. Wait, knock on wood. But I will attempt to get them done. I actually I'm getting invited back to my old static. I think, anyways, and I think I'm already all set for 2 or 3 of the runs. To be fair, assuming we can actually clear the content. But to be determined. I don't want to make any promises there because I don't know how capable I'll be. But I'm gonna have the time. I'll tell you that. I'll have more than enough playtime to be able to do it. And it's not even about that. The whole reason I did this wasn't even for the icons, because the reality is the icons don't fucking matter. They don't. They don't matter until 4 months later from now. You will guaranteed get your set within the next 4 months. I did it for the Chaos Dungeons, so I could immediately start building bound materials on those characters day 1. That's why I did it. Which sucks because you fucking hate Chaos Dungeons, but that's actually why I did it. But again,
And
back to...
one more note.
Go
How
ahead,
many
yeah.
of those characters do you think you'll get to 1600?
That's a good question. Well, don't we get 1600 for free?
No.
No?
You get 0.8 item levels per transfer.
So what's the end once we transfer?
From 1580 to 1585.
Oh, that's terrible. Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, so I will say that I said in one of my videos, I don't know if you remember, I don't know how much of them you actually watched, but I did say in one of the videos that my goal was with this update to slow down on the game and have more fun and help out lower level people. So unfortunately, to answer that question, the goal is to have all 6 at 1600, but I don't actually know what I'm saying because I haven't looked at the numbers yet. So I can't say that, but I will guarantee 1 or 2 characters. My 2 supports, really.
Well, yeah, that would actually help a lot. If actually if you're pushing support first,
I like the supports.
that helps
I know a
a lot.
lot of people find them boring, but I actually have a lot of fun with supports. I think that people who find supports boring don't understand the value of being a good teammate. They don't understand what it's like to save somebody who's in danger and get that really happy feeling that you're the reason your teammate's alive.
Obviously, if you're a DPS goblin, you would never appreciate support.
A support. I know it's sad because they're a beautiful part of the game, but I want you to just cap off how you feel about it. That's all. Like, what did you like this? Did you have fun? You know, where are you at with this? What will it change the way you play moving forward, or at least look at the game?
No, not really. I think we'll both get, like, I think my Reaper will get 1620, and you'll have a main at 1620. You will have way more characters at 1580 range, but I think at the end of the day, we will both get a character to end game content. So
Yeah.
we will be a similar item level.
I do think I'll be ahead of you. Not to be a dick, but come on. I
No,
mean,
you will be. You think?
Oh,
I have flown one character.
I have 6 characters at 1580, basically, right? You do the math.
I'm sorry. He will be ahead of you.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is that I have to hold one.
I
Yeah,
agree
but
with
he
that,
will
yeah.
have a lot of more characters that
So,
will
well,
funnel
wait a
his
minute.
main.
So what if I take 3? That's exactly what I meant. So if I take 3 characters and just leave them at 1585 because we get it for free, and then I just focus 3, you don't think that I could still to come out ahead essentially?
No, because I think we'll stop at the same point. We'll stop at 1630. You won't push past 1630.
Fair. I can't disagree with that.
So at the end of the day, we'll both have one character at 1630.
Only because of efficiency, though. Because
Yes,
let's make
that's the thing.
that's only because my brain has problems, though. Wait a minute. If I really wanted to, like, let's make an example out of this. If let's say I wanted to get ahead of you, right? Let's say if I made this a competition and I just wanted to do this just to prove a
you
point.
will get ahead. Yes.
Okay, so I could probably hit. What do you think? Maybe I don't want to say 1650 because I don't know what the requirements are. But do you think if I took 5 characters and never put anything into them, I just 1580, that's it, and I put everything they earn into one character, do you think I'd be able to go further than you could?
Of course.
Okay.
That's 5 times more. But you will just, by the time that we get it, let's say we'll have a couple of 1600s and one 1630.
You realize that you're backwards preaching what I preach, right? Like, basically, stop here, start leveling alts. Like, you're basically saying what I tell people to do. Stop here, and then start leveling alts. That's why that 70k video where you hated that I was saying put 70k into the alts, look, it paid itself off. I still got all 6 of my characters to 1580, and, in addition to that, I have all those secondary characters up now to 1520 or higher. Do you see what I'm saying? So, not only was I able to accomplish at the top end what I wanted to, but I was still able to accomplish at the bottom end what I wanted to, too, because I see it like a business.
The point is that our end goal will be the same.
Yeah.
Meaning that we'll play the same
Well,
dungeon.
no, because my end goal is to have 24 every single character. Not at eye level, but to have every single character and have them
I'm
skinned.
talking about latest content, meaning when Tema hits
But that's not my
next
goal.
year.
That's not my goal. If that was my goal, I would go work more jobs and just pay for it. If that, just straight up, if that was my only goal, I wouldn't even be playing the game. I would buy it. I would be buying it. I'm dead serious. I would go work a real life job because I'm enjoying the game so much, the in-game content, and playing these different characters, feeling their skills and their play styles. If I only wanted one character where at eye level content, I wouldn't have even made 5 or 6 alts. I would have made 1, collected all my daily logins, used all of the events and everything, and I would have just wailed the fuck out of that one character. I would have all level 10 gems already.
No, but you're
That's
missing
seriously a
the
bad message to send.
You're missing the point. The
Disclaimer,
point is that
don't do that. But
the point is that you will have more higher olds than me. But at one point, due to straight up efficiency, our mains will be at the same point.
Yeah,
Because
but
you-
I'll
The
ha-
difference
oh,
is that
wait,
you
I'll
will have one
5.
main,
Yeah, thank
and
you.
Evolved
Yeah.
will have 5
3.
yes,
or
you
6
Well,
have
mains.
5.
yeah.
Yes, 3 or
But
5 mains. Well, I
the
have
thing
one.
is that you both will have the same amount of fun probably out of it. I
We
think
got
that
we got to
this is
stop
what
saying
you are
fun.
getting out of it.
We need to stop saying fun because it's too. We have fun doing different things.
I know
not
it's
a fair-
fake, but
yeah.
it's important here because he'll enjoy the game as much as you, but he'll just not have same amount of characters, top
Yes,
content,
that's the thing.
which is most important for you, Evolved. But for him, the most important thing is to be actually able to enjoy the end game content with at least one character.
And you
Yeah.
can't say
So-
the whole playtime thing anymore either, because again, if you compare our playtime, yeah, I have
Yep.
2,000 more hours, but I also have, quite the roster more than you, right? So
Yes.
and we
Yes.
play the same
Yeah,
every
yeah.
week. As a matter of fact, last 2 weeks you played more than I did. So
Yes, and actually, I'm not sure where my time went. That's the funny
AFK,
part.
you probably left the game on, right? Like we all.
Well, no,
Well,
but that's funny because now I want to track that. I want to because
You
all
should
my
track that. Time management's more important than a game.
No,
just
no,
saying.
not because of that. Because all my raids are fast. I don't have a single jail.
Lobby sim. Maybe
Oh.
you sit in the lobby waiting to find people sometimes.
No, not really. I told you.
I don't know. Do you decorate? You got a nice stronghold. You might have probably spent a couple hours doing that.
Well, no, not really. I'm talking that I honestly don't. I'm
I'm
not sure
confused
where
too.
the
Then
time
I don't know
went.
where you put your time because you do not have the roster to play fucking 80 hours.
I don't do chaos dungeons. Like I can decorate.
I'm also confused. Trust me. Like I
Now, yeah,
I
even
can
am I
decorate
now.
my stronghold, and all my raids are fast. I'm not being jailed at any of those raids.
Can you flash
So
your
I'm not-
content real quick? Can you go through your stuff real quick for us? Like hit your escape and then go through like what you've completed because maybe we can figure it out that way. And then do it this way. Hit view all status. No, just hit view all status. Yeah, top right. And just flip through real quick. Yeah, you got it. You even did more than your regular shit too.
Yeah. I'll Vicus and a clone.
Also, about the 1490 clown,
Yeah.
what you could do is to have 2 supports, assaults. You will be accepted. If it's built
Oh.
correctly, you will be accepted.
Well, that's a 4x3 support.
Yeah, where are you putting your playtime?
I'm not sure.
Genuinely, like, what are you doing? Are you
I
going for
actually-
cards or something? Are you
No, I'm not doing card
farming
transfer.
merchants? Like, what the fuck are you doing
No.
with 80 hours?
He's jail cussing.
No. I'm not sure what. So this, I think that.
Do you
what
not
I'll-
skip cutscenes? Do you watch all the cut? Like, what the fuck? Where's your playtime coming from?
I have auto skip.
I'm kidding.
actually-
I'm making, you know what I mean? I'm laughing at it, but it's like, no, you have a really good point. Like, I actually don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, I don't know as well.
All right, let's end this video too. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys watch the whole thing. If you don't, that's your problem. Have a great day.